Hello, welcome pen friends. It's time for Chris's inked pens for April 2022. And I am doing something really different this month to try to, there's cat hair everywhere, to try to help me simplify. So I am only inking 3 new pens right now, fountain pens. And then I really would kind of like to try out having just 3 inked, but that's not honest, and I'll show you what else I still have inked from March, and I will talk about that. But I think it's me moving in the direction. It's actually me moving in the direction of having 8, but when I start with 8 I end up with 12 or 20 or whatever. So I'm going to start with the 3 unique ones, and then at the middle of the month when I come back and give you the update, then I will have filled in anything else that I decided to keep inked or that is still inked. But right now I'm finishing fills on some of them, and I'm not sure how it's going to turn out. So we're just going to do the 3, and these are our inks over here, but we'll go over those in detail. First, let's just talk about the pens. The first one is the Opus 88 Koloro in red, and I have a broad nib on it. It's the number 5 size. It's just such a smooth writer. I've got it already ready to go there. Got the shut-off valve opened. And then next up, I thought about this almost the whole month of March. I kept thinking about inking this pen up, but I had so many going. And I thought, no, that'll be fun for April. So this is my Pilot Vanishing point with a medium nib. And it's the Rhodium Gunmetal. So it's been, you know, I've fallen more in love with it since I figured out that with the right inks, it really is a smooth, nice writer. So it grew on me. I'm glad I didn't sell it. Okay, then third is, this is another pen that's grown on me and shown me that sometimes tastes do change. I still love my Ecos very much, but in the beginning I didn't like the TWSBI Diamond 580 grip as much, and so I was a little bit, you know, I thought, gee, I wish that the Eco looked like this but had the forced grip, but now I get along with it just fine. So this has a medium nib unit on it. I went out of my way to go ahead and purchase one because I had 2 medium nibs, and then I was given a pen that had a stub nib, but I purchased a broad nib unit. So, and then this is my Rickshaw Coozy. I think this is a medium length, and it's the 3, and it's the Inktopus yellow, but it's been with me. It's one of my favorite possessions. So let's just go ahead and write with these 3 pens, and then we can talk about some of what's left over from March. So let me get this out of the, we'll take one at a time here, and I may have to put you just a little closer. Whoops. Oh, that was a jiggly experience. Okay, first up, Opus 88 Koloro in red with this beautiful Ferris wheel press Algonquin maple ink. And I know it's not fall, but when I saw this pen, I said to myself, it's either going to be Canyon Rust, which I'm running really low on, but I still am finishing a bottle of, or it's going to be this one, because I love this ink. It plays with me. I'm never sure if it's going to look red, pink, or orange. So I love that. And I love how it looks with a water brush. So Opus 88 Koloro red broad nib. And we'll do our little smear thing there. Ferris wheel press. Algonquin. This is one of my favorite inks. Maple. Okay, it kind of reminds me of home. This is the box. This actually was back when I was working with companies and doing a lot more, doing ink reviews, period. And they had sent me these, and I did review them. So, or I did focus on them at least. So that's like a blast from the past, but I'm really loving that ink. Okay, next up is beautiful, the Sailor 50 States Louisiana. It comes in a little 20 ml bottle. I think I got this from Dromgool's because it was so handy, so close by and so quick. And in my Pilot Vanishing Point with a medium nib. This is one of the brands, Sailor and Pilot, both, that do so well in this pen. And it just makes me so happy because I bought this now and I found out right away that I love the grip. I love the way it clicks. And I love the build of the pen. But then not every ink was getting along with it. And that was really frustrating. But once you find what works, then you're happy. So, whoops. Pilot Vanishing Point. Medium. I only have one, so I'm not going to worry about the colorway. I'll put that in the description. Okay, and we're talking Sailor. 50 states. Louisiana. I only have 3 of these inks that in this series because they're so pricey. But I really also love the Texas. I was just a tad... I like the Sailor Oklahoma, but it isn't my favorite. So those are the 3 that I have, actually. I have 3, and I thought about getting Vermont, but I'm not buying right now, so I'm not even going to think about it. So that's this one. Oh my goodness. That is so pretty. I see shading, and I just love the bright color. It's really, really good. It's got a little bit of sheen, but we'll see how it goes on the writing. I'm just starting, so it's not even April 1st yet. But it is the 29th, so I'm organized and ready for the... I was really ready for some new colors. So, okay, next up is Laban Hera. Isn't that gorgeous? It's a teal, and it's got some really... complex, unique. I like it. It just looks so pretty. And this sample came from pen friend Kathy. Thank you very much. I am really excited. And that's why I put it into a TWSBI with a nice capacity because, and a broad nib, I knew that that would really be enjoyable and probably last through the month. So really nice. I always like to have a teal inked up, and I just cleaned out the TWSBI VAC 700R Iris. I don't know what's going on with my brain, but I guess it's the fresh spring air coming through the window. I'm like, oh, it's like one of those days where you just want to be outside all day. Okay, TWSBI. This has such nice flow. Diamond 580. I almost have to look and see if that's medium. No, it's broad. I mean, it looks broad, but this also has such good flow. It's a AL, or all, and it's a broad nib, and it's my clear one. I do have 3 of these, so I better specify. And Laban Hera. Let's do a little smear, because that is, wow, that is really nice and juicy, and that's exactly how I like it. I tried to fill it up as far as I could too. I got a nice good fill, and we'll really enjoy that. So these are what we are working with, or starting with, because I know myself and I know that ink ups are going to happen. Just from what I have here, I certainly don't need anything else for pens or inks, but this is a nice start. And I didn't even to be honest, I didn't even really think about April in terms of what colors, or I probably would have gone with lighter Easter colors, but I don't like lighter colors, so although I enjoy them on Easter eggs and decorations, I don't in my fountain pens. So this is what I'm starting with. And then I've got some other things I want to show you. So how March turned out was, this was my favorite, the Retro 51 Tornado Ultraviolet with a medium Opus 88 number 6 nib unit to put into it. And I really, really enjoyed it. The color, the flow, it worked well on my cheaper papers and my Tomoe River paper for letter writing. Not that I didn't enjoy some of these others, but this was definitely the winner. So I just wanted to go over that. And then let's hop into what else I still have inked up, because it's only fair, even though, you know, I've watched the videos and I admire so much. Drew over at Goulet Pens does just 3 at a time. So here's my 3, and then here's my true confessions, because this is just the reality right now, and I'm kind of looking at it. I'm not trying to force myself to change, but I do have my bullet journaling. This is the Nock Tallulah. Whoops, it's got cat hair and it's got everything else. Pens, and I've got 2 TWSBI Ecos. This one has a medium nib with Waterman Tender Purple. It doesn't matter. I'll go and clean out pens and I'll end up right back with this again, because I like it. It's super nice. It flows well, and I think this will be a forever stock ink for me as long as I can get it. Same thing with this one. This is also a TWSBI Eco, the Rose Gold and Black edition with a medium nib, and Graf Faber Castell Stone Gray, which has a little bit of permanence, or a little bit of water resistance, quite a bit, but not completely. Certainly you are not going to run over it with a water brush and have it stay in place, but it's beautiful. And it just, those are standard for me. And this is just a water brush, a Pigma 0.1 that I use constantly. I probably need to get another one, as that will dry up eventually. And then the Papermate Clear Point 0.7. I have that back in here, and my Pilot Dr. Grip. But that's the first, like, I almost forget I have them inked up because they're standard. So okay, so there's that. And then over here in my purple Nock Sinclair, I've got 3. Let's see if I can get them in the right order. Yeah. Okay, so I have held over, continuing the TWSBI Diamond 580 with a medium nib with Laban Athena Grey. I think I'm supposed to add that to it. And that's also a nice complex gray. It's a little dark, but I love it. And then in this Colorverse Supernatural, I've only used about 1/3 of the fill, which surprises me, but that's a good reason to keep it going. Finish it up and not have to put it back into the little sample vial. It's Opus 88 Omar with a broad nib. Yeah, broad nib, and it's the yellow with the green translucent body. But you probably have seen that if you've watched my March inked pens. And then of the other of my favorite, okay, is the Opus 88 Omar in the purple, which I just adore. And I love this cross violet ink, and this has a broad nib too. It's really dark, you can't tell, but I've used almost the whole fill. So that's going to finish. And I can't keep loading it up till I can find some more of that. And then one last little stowaway. I got to be kind of quiet. Okay, the thing is, we fight over Sharpies, and so I've hidden my Sharpie in my fountain pen package, because it doesn't matter how many Sharpies I buy, somebody walks away with them and cannot tell me where they are. So, okay, that's where I'm at. I'm excited, even though it felt kind of like stepping out on thin ice, because I always look forward to picking 8, but let's get those colors together. Let's kind of see how it goes. It wasn't planned to coordinate, so I don't know how it's going to be, but okay, I do have 2 purples, but they're very unique. This almost leans toward a pink magenta, and this is definitely a nice dark purple. Okay. Well, here we've got some variety, because we've got a teal, and then maybe it's red, maybe it's orange, maybe it's pink, and then a nice bright green, which I think April is still definitely evidenced by my banana plants. It's still a good color for April. And then the gray, which is never a bad idea. And then I have if we're confessing, we really ought to be honest. Okay. The other 2, the ones that are in my bullet journal pack, are these 2. So we have 2 grays, but they're different. This is almost black, and Faber Castell is a nice medium gray. And then, gee, even when you compare those 2 purples, you're getting something a little different. I love them both. I'm not going to apologize for having 2 purples. So that's it's interesting how that's 8. It's just not going to stay this way. That's why I wanted to wait, and I'll give you the report in the middle of April, because I know this is going to finish. And I don't know on the 3 new ones. This is so far really good, but those when you fill up your pilot vanishing point, I tend to rip right through the fills, and I do like it better in the converter than I do in the cartridge, but I could resort to filling the cartridge. I think it would still work. I probably will end up doing that. I've got an empty one. So we'll just see how it goes. If I know myself, this pen here, I'm going to write it dry. You know, I don't know how long it'll take, but I'll definitely write that dry because I just love that color so much. And then this one, it's kind of a total new ink for me, but I love the way it's performing so far out of that ink. It's coming out nice and thick. The nibs on these Diamond 580s are just fabulous. They do put down more inks than the Eco. I mean, more ink than the Eco. And that's a generalization. I suppose you could have variety in that. Let's see where we're at. Okay, this is just about the length I wanted, and I just wanted to give you this little glimpse into me kind of testing the waters about having 3 pens. I don't think it's realistic, but I'm going to find out. I'm just going to find out how this might help me, if it's just 3 new ones, keep my total at 8, which that's where I'm at right now. And one final thing, I guess. Let me pause it. Okay, so one final thing. This is where I'm at over by the sink. I need to wash these 5 pens, and I need to refile. These are, okay, what I keep in here is what I'm either was working with, or I almost filled up with Sailor 50 States, but when it came down to it, it was the choosing between the Algonquin Maple and the Texas. For April, I really wanted the Algonquin Maple, so I'll have to refile that one, and then I'll keep Louisiana sample bottle here in case I need to refill. So clean these pens. Oh, that's not supposed to be there. An empty ink bottle. This is what it looks like. It's probably worse in my mind, but I've got to go ahead and refile all these. I don't even know why I had writer's blood out. Maybe I was splatting. And then these are some of the new little tiles from the ones that pen friend Kathy sent that I'm going to be trying out. TWSBI Forest Green. I almost forgot about that. And TWSBI Crimson. Yeah, I definitely have more inks in-house to process. Oh, there's the one that we chose for this month. So this is just, and a bean. That's a perfect place to end. Okay. I hope you're having a good day, a good week, and that you're safe, happy, and doing well. And I'll talk to you in the comments. Bye for now.